lights go, they all have good reason to shy and steer clear of that spooky abode and its dark atmosphere. For waiting inside are all manner of frights, especially on those cold, dark, and stormy nights. It lays in ruin, run down, and overgrown, but to all of us ghosts, it's our haunted sweet home. Welcome to our haunted house. Step right in, don't loiter about. The ghosts are dying to give you a tour down the deep and dark corridor.
The Studios Hollywood is just about ready to unleash the terrors of its 2022 event on fans in the weeks ahead. But first, we have a special guest ready to share more secrets about this year's event. All the way from his home in Ireland to sunny Long Beach, please welcome the creative director and executive producer of Halloween Horror Nights, John MURDEY.
Hello. Hello, you lovely people. How you guys doing today? I'm John MURDEY, creative director, executive producer of Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood. And the first thing I want to say is thank you. Thank all you guys. Oh, now I can see you. Cool. There's a lot of you. You know, we had 2020. Everything. It hurt me more than it hurt you. I don't know, that might not be true. It hurt you guys really bad, didn't it? But then we were able to come back last year, and boy, did we come back. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I feel like I owe you something, right? Feel like I owe you something. You know this is my phrase. I didn't write this is Shakespeare, you know, in case you were wondering. It's from Macbeth. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. How about an announcement? Right out of the gate. Let's go. All right. How about an announcement for an original? I almost said maze, but I caught myself. House. Coming to Halloween Horror Nights 2022, Universal Studios Hollywood. Scarecrow, The Reaping. Are you guys familiar with this? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
No.
Credit where credit is due. This is a house that was originally done at our sister park, Universal Orlando Resort. And thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Now, I can't be doing that because I'm not pushing a button. Are we cool? I don't have to get a priest or anything?
Need holy water.
Okay, it only goes downhill from here, guys. All right. And don't drop the clicker. That's the other thing you got to do. What excited me about... Give me a break. I just flew 11 hours. I don't even know what time zone I'm on. Woke up at 4 in the morning. Seriously, woke up at 4 in the morning, wide awake. And I was like, okay, the show is at 5. So I started dusting of this particular facade. You can see it being built right now. So we carry that theme through in the beginning of the house as you go inside. The vines are crawling all over the walls. They're actually grabbing things and taking things out of the house. And then we carry it all the way through into the family room where you see the crows. They've all come in through the chimney. And when I was doing research, there was one image that I particularly liked that I gave to Chris, and it's this image. You see this little girl in a kitchen. Back in the 1930s, they didn't have money for wallpaper. It's Lucas Colshaw, I think you guys know who that is. He's been our artist since I brought Horror Nights back in 2006. He's been with us every year. If you went through the Bride of Frankenstein Lives last year, Lucas did all those. Gorgeous illustrations. So we have a whole bunch of different kinds of scarecrows. I'm just going to click them through real quick. These are our baseline scarecrows. And then these are what we call dusty crows. So they're like covered in the topsoil that's blowing all everywhere. They're all chalky looking. And these are the skelecrows. And the sepia crows. So these are the ones that were human not so long ago, but the blood from their wounds is still seeping through their scarecrow wrappings. Beast crow and barn crow. And these are the humans that are being turned into scarecrows. These are our cocoon crows. And then when we got to the ending, we thought, well, who's behind this all? Like, what's causing all this? There has to be somebody leading these scarecrows. So we decided to invent a character that didn't exist in the previous version in Orlando. Somebody that would be behind all of this. We call him King Crow. I want that coat and that hat. Maybe not the pants, but the hat. So obviously this is a still walker. And he's actually got water and electricity is never a good idea. Kids, don't do this at home. All right, what should we do now? Do you want to hear a Hollywood ghost story? Do you want to hear an old Hollywood ghost story? Okay. Back in the 1920s, at the early days of the birth of cinema, not too many years after Carl Laemmle moved his company west and opened Universal. Stay tuned, boys and ghouls. You know what? What would be better than that? How about a surprise special guest? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our good friend at Halloween Horror Nights, Slash. Have a seat. Oh. Hey. I think they like you.
You're pretty good up here.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about this. Slash texted me and he was offered to come down and hang out with us today, which I thought was super, super cool and very nice of him. And I was headed off a little bit early, but we're going to go back down memory lane and revisit some of the things Slash has done with us in the past, and we're going to share some of the things Slash is doing with us in the future. So here's a little bit of Clowns 3D. The Universal Monsters legacy at HHN is not over. As you well know, we announced earlier this year a new house called Universal Monsters Legends Collide. Just real quick, tell you a little bit about the concept of this house. It starts with this. Believe it or not, now Universal made a ton of Universal Monsters movies. Do you remember all those ones like towards the kind of when they got into the 40s and they just started throwing the kitchen sink at it, like House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula. It was like, okay, we'll have the Wolfman, Frankenstein, Dracula, pulses with his heartbeat throughout the house. And I want one. I've seen the prototype, it's awesome. And here's some new music. legends collide. Starts at the facade. I mentioned that it's a shipping warehouse in the Limehouse district of London. This is my original research image, and then I gave it to Chris, and he came up with this. If you're going down the Starway, and you look to your right, you'll see it. It's in the park right now. Did anybody pick up on this Easter egg? What is the name? Yeah, what is it? Alucard, Dracula, spelled backwards. And that comes from the movie Son of Dracula. The next one, the Anubis werewolf, and that is the sculpt that we're working on right now. It's being finalized. And can you see where the head form is? That's how tall this guy is. The mask actually doesn't even go on his face. So his head's way up here. So, truly, of a maze or house of my choice. Depending how tired I am, I may walk you all the way down to Monsters, I may not. Thank you guys so much for supporting Horror Nights. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. We'll see you at the event this year. Thanks a lot.
At this time, please gather your belongings and exit the theater so we may prepare for our next presentation. Thank you for your